This is the home of Glenn and Karen Eiler. They live at 360 Main Street, Asquith. They don't have jobs. They work for the RCMP as informants. Here comes a member of the RCMP now, just pulled into their driveway. He is charging Glenn with uttering threats. Because the Eilers are police informants, they are allowed to get away with several crimes, such as selling drugs, driving without a license or suspended license, assault, and several other crimes. The RCMP feel there is a family around Asquith, Saskatchewan, that is involved in or a part of organized criminal organizations. They feel that Glenn and Karen Eiler would be able to find out information about this family and perhaps facilitate their arrest. Glenn and Karen are drunks with big mouths. Speaking of drunks, here comes a friend of Glenn and Karen Eiler's. His name is Terrence Scott. When we speak of big mouths and drunks, Terrence Scott comes to mind. He is a very nosy individual, feels that he's kind of the town matriarch in some ways, but usually he's just drunk beyond belief at the local bar, where he has his own special chair, and he blabbers about everything and anything, thinks he knows everything. As you can see him wiping his face there, he's not big on hygiene. I don't even think he knows how to spell personal hygiene. And nosy as nosy can be, he's got to go and see what's going on. Glenn is trying to talk himself out of a charge. The RCMP have finally realized, or rather are coming to realize, that Glenn and Karen have no chance of ever giving them any information on this family that they feel is involved in organized crime. Because nobody tells Glenn and Karen anything. They've got large mouths, they're drunk, they have no couth. They're basically white trash. You can see the officer trying to explain to Glenn the charges. If you look between the Rough Rider sign and the Molson Canadian sign, or flag I should say, not sign. The little white car belongs to their daughter Kendall. You ever wonder how people with no jobs, no RRSPs, no pensions, didn't inherit any money, can afford brand new cars? They're getting paid weekly by the RCMP as informants, with the promise of a big bonus if these people are ever caught. But nobody's ever going to tell Glenn and Karen anything. Glenn's very upset. See him waving the paper around there with Terrence Scott. One thing I must say about the Eilers, they do keep their yard very, very clean. They're excellent gardeners, but that comes from years and years of growing marijuana in their Quonset. The flowers and everything, that's just a cover for when they buy a bunch of fertilizer and other things for growing marijuana. I don't think they presently have any marijuana growing on their property. Last I'd heard they'd sold their plants to a fellow by the name of Joe Abbott, who lives on Tower Road, and then they reported Joe for having marijuana growing. They have to give the RCMP something in order to keep their payments coming. You can see Terrence Scott's getting quite upset. He feels everything should always go his way and that he knows everything. Is it a wonder the man's single? Could be his drinking too. There's rarely a day he's not 3 sheets to the wind. I think that's the most walking I've ever seen him do, from his truck to that house. See, he's so drunk here, he doesn't even know where he's going. He's got to turn and go around. Why he's not arrested, I don't know. He's probably already intoxicated. You would think the RCMP officer would have been able to notice that. We haven't got the smartest RCMP in Warman. We can start with Rob Eyre. I believe he's senile and he's the staff sergeant there. Then we had another guy, Dean Flamin. He's got community service. Got away pretty lucky. He beat up a young kid. There's a video about that too. So Glenn's now see him waving his arms. He's very angry. I believe he's got a beer in his hand already this morning. I'm not sure which officer this is. It's just leaving. Oh, he's got to go back. Wonder what they're talking about now. No doubt Glenn's still very upset that he's getting charged. When they became police informants, they had to write down all the crimes they had committed and the crimes they were committing. Rob Eyre made his one and only special trip out to Asquith to facilitate that deal. Said it was going to be top secret. They couldn't tell anybody. Remember what I said about the Islers having big mouths? I don't think there's anybody they haven't told. They're very proud of being police informants. Which is why I say anybody involved in organized crime, or so Ken Aspen of the Warman RCMP tells me, or is Ken of the Radisson RCMP, I guess. Warman, Radisson, Delisle, they're all in the same group. It was Ken Aspen who told me about the families they felt were involved in organized crime around Asquith, and let me know that the Islers were their informants, which is why they don't arrest the Islers, why they don't charge them with public mischief, because then their testimony would be useless. And now the officer's leaving. There's a very upset Glen Isler. Have a nice day.